Hello, all my Capricorn friends. I have your forecast for May right here, and I'm going to share it with you in just a minute. But I want to share something that I'm very excited about with you first. Some of you have a copy of the very first astrology book I ever wrote. It's called Now That I've Cast It, What Do I Do With It? And it's what my students used to ask me after I taught them how to cast a horoscope by hand. This is at a time before computers. As I look back, it seems to be a time before electricity, but it was just a time before computers. And so I coined their question for a title. What I did was I updated the book, and I've included a great deal of information on the north and south nodes of the moon. So if you are one of those people collecting my books, you might want to get a copy of this. If you have not gotten a copy of Now That I've Cast It, you'll find this book so easy to understand, and it will help you express the astrologer within you. If you're interested in advanced work, some of you have already gotten a copy of Hidden Messages in Your Horoscope. The hidden messages are those programs that we received as children from our parents and influential authority figures in our lives. It explains so much when you know what your programming is. It lets you know that it's not your fault. It's your programming. That's the whole big deal. Okay, so now let's talk about you, because this is a beautiful chart. First of all, Mercury's getting ready to go retrograde on the 10th. And we're already in the shadow of the retrograde, which means we're feeling the retrograde even when it's not retrograde yet. I hope I'm making myself clear. It feels exactly like Mercury is retrograde. So while, yes, you can start new projects while Mercury is in the shadow of the retrograde, it's hard to get them started because of the nature of the retrograde. On the 10th and afterwards, do not start any new projects. They will either fizzle out completely or have to be redone within the year. Okay. Mercury will go direct in June and move into the final shadow of the retrograde. And it will come out of the shadow in June. So check with me next month, okay? But for now, let's look at this beautiful forecast. All right, let's start with Mars. Mars is the planet of war, passion, action, energy. I mean, it's a butt kicker. Wherever Mars is what comes first to us, and we'll fight with what we fight with or fight for. It's in your third house of communication, and so you're shooting from the hip. There's lots of talking, lots of ideas. It can be very powerful because you're thinking about what you'd like to do and expressing it. Be careful of using up the energy talking about something. Instead of talking about it, set it in motion. And with Mercury getting ready to go retrograde on the 10th, you do it soon. Now, on the 24th, Mars moves into your fourth house of home and family and real estate. And that's what comes first to you. There might be home repairs. There might be family repairs that need handling. And that's fine. But your family comes first to you. You'll fight with them and for them. Venus, the pink planet, is the lesser benefic. It's the planet of love. And it is in your third house as well, so that even though you're shooting from the hip with your words are loving, and they have been. On the 2nd of May, Venus moves into your 4th house of home and family. This is a terrific time to beautify, to renovate, to rearrange home, and to interact with family members. And so family comes first, and loving family comes first. It's beautiful. Then on the 28th, Venus moves into your 5th house of fun and games. And I'm going to encourage you to have a ball. Enjoy yourself. The 5th house is also the house of children. And so if you have kids, you're going to want to be with them, spending time with them. Again, this is the 28th of the month. Are you single? You could meet somebody. Remember, on a retrograde Mercury, don't be renting the church yet. You know what I mean? Because anything begun on a retrograde Mercury either fizzles out completely or has to be redone within the year. But you can sure have fun. Now, the sun is the yellow planet. And the sun is the center of our life. In fact, it is the giver of life. It's in your 5th house and has been there. And so you've been having fun. And a child, one of your children, may stand up to be counted, in other words. So the center of your life is not just fun, it's children and creativity. It's beautiful. On the 20th, the sun moves into your 6th house of work, health, and service. And that becomes the center of your life. And the sun is the leader. So have at it. Now, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So it starts in the 6th house. Wherever it is, it's what you think about and talk about. So there's something about your job or your health or both that you're thinking about, you're talking about it. Mercury doesn't do anything, it just talks about things. Mercury goes retrograde on the 10th, and on the 22nd, it backs up into the 5th house, so that you may find that you're redoing and rethinking something having to do with fun or social life or children. And by the way, our pets are our children too. All right? So that may be what's involved. Now, we have a full moon, which is also a lunar eclipse on May 16th. It's in 25 Scorpio, and it's in the 11th house of friends and group activities and humanitarian projects and your hopes and wishes. And so this being an eclipse, not just a full moon, because that's when everything comes to a head on the full moon. An eclipse, the effects of an eclipse last till the next pair of eclipses come along, which are usually about 5 to 6 months later. So it's very, very powerful. And this gives you an opportunity to check in with friends and to be a friend to all. 2 weeks later, we have a new moon on the 30th, May 30th. Now, on the 28th and 29th, we are in the dark of the moon. No energy. Don't start a new project on a dark of the moon. It just doesn't work. But on the 30th, we have a new moon in 9 Gemini. Find this in your birth chart and put it together with this solar chart, because the new moon says, yeah, you're getting busy on a new job, a new project. How lovely is that? So that's your forecast for May. Please join me next month when I talk about Mercury going direct and all things astrological pertaining to Capricorn. Till then, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.